I did it again, didn't I? I did not have my microphone on. Okay. Repeat. I'm just saying. Hey, welcome everybody to the show. This is the cool down. This is where we cool down after going through all that heavy running that Hal had us doing. You know. So now we got to cool down a little bit. This is the Hal Sparks post show. It's just a hangout. It's just a hangout spot for anybody. You don't have to be for sparklers, trucklers, anyone who happens to come along. Just join us as we cool down a little bit here. So, all right. So here we got Rob Saunders right off the bat says, "My first visit here. Just finished watching Hal." So I just want to say welcome to Rob Saunders, a new person here. So I'm going to say thank you very much, Rob. Glad to see you here, and I would really appreciate it if you give me a like and if you subscribe and all that good stuff. So welcome to the show. Barney Thompson's here, so just saying hello to the humans. Hi, humans. I really this is kind of bugging me, the way this is set up. But okay, it's kind of too late to monkey with it now, I guess. But I've been dealing with this issue the last few shows, and you would think maybe I need a different tripod, because I just can't get it to bend down. If I could get this thing to just sort of bend down a little bit, then that would probably, solve some of that problem. And I don't know why, it seems like it's zoomed in. But anyhow, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna have to cut off. I don't know. It's either that or I could just keep moving it back. Maybe that's a little better. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'm just using the mic that's on the camera, on the phone. But then when I do that, it's hard for me to see the chat. See, if it's not one thing, it's another. But anyhow, Robert Prepone is here. Thanks for being here, Robert. Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie, good to see you. My wrench. Let's see. We got Big Hook. Big Hook says silliness ensues. Rob, we poke Jolie, our honorary Canuck. We keep telling her not to eat the yellow snow, and yet she refuses. No. Barney Thompson, no audio. Yeah, I know. I had it shut off during the intro, just in case if if I sneezed or grunt or something. I thought I should have the mic off. But hopefully you're hearing me now. Big Hook, you are muted. Okay, so yeah, I'm behind in the chat because, let's see here. Barney Thompson says, sorry, I'm getting some brunch. Don't be sorry. Brunch sounds lovely. Let's see here. I might just hold the old laptop in my lap. It's not a laptop, actually. But I used to do the show like this. Hello, everyone. Let's see. We got what I need. I guess what I need is 2 tables. I need 2 tables and a microphone. And I don't have 2 tables at the present time. I'm looking around. What do I have? I don't really have anything. Okay, so we got who else is here? I might just lean back and relax. Robert Propone is asking, are you ready for the eclipse at Jolie? I guess it's just a little conversation between him and Jolie. The countdown is on, and you and I are pretty much center stage for totality. Hope the weather holds out. I didn't even know that there was an eclipse going on. Rob Saunders says all our snow and yellow snow has melted. And so whereabouts are you, Rob? If you don't mind me asking. Speaking of asking, I guess Ask is here. Did I skip ask? Oh, there's ask. Ask says hi, everybody. So thanks for being here. Bonnie Thompson, I just realized why I like this stream. It's kind of chaotic and there's no set format. Isn't that the truth? Basically, it's me reading your chats back to you. But every now and then I'll go on off on a rant or something, and then sometimes that's what's your chats will spur an idea in my little noggin here, and I might just go off on that for a bit, you know. But we're just saying our good mornings and or whatever part of the world you're in. It could be afternoon or evening. Nerd Mish says pulling into the ranch. And Chris says got a dusting of snow. Oh, in Oregon, on the Oregon coast. Not supposed to do that. Yeah, it's been getting a lot of snow up there in Oregon and Washington, seems like. Rob Saunders says about an hour or so northwest of Toronto. So you're like right in the center of Canada, at least, you know, not the exact center, but center as far as like west and east is concerned, right? So anyhow, what's going on today? We are here, it's February 2nd. I got airplanes overhead. I don't know if you guys can hear the airplanes are landing. It's currently 64 degrees, and that is supposed to be our daytime high. It's actually been kind of cooling down here. We were getting highs of close to 70 degrees. Maybe I think we did hit 70 a couple times. And now it's been cooling down. There's sort of some storms that were in California, and some of them are kind of hitting our mountains over here. And I think our local mountains are supposed to get a foot of snow. I don't know if we're getting any precipitation or not. We might get a little bit of rain, little sprinkles maybe. But definitely our temperatures have dropped about a good, well, at least a good 6 or 7 degrees from the daytime high. And it's been kind of windy, so it makes it kind of chilly. You know, a little wind chill factor going on with his bad self. So that's the weather report here from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's 64 degrees and windy. And I'm not sure if we have chances of showers or not. Uh-oh, Siri came on. Siri, we don't want you here. Please go away. Oh, it gave me the 7-day forecast. Siri will just barge your way into a conversation. Okay, go away, Siri. You can go away now. Anywho, Big Hook says, is Las Vegas hospitable temperature-wise? Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. The two hottest months are July and August, and it can get pretty how would you say it? Unhospitable during those months. Winter can get pretty cold, but this was actually a pretty warm winter that we had overall. But you know, I mean, we've had winters where it gets down into the 30s, and we've had snow. Last year we had a little bit of snow down here on the valley floor. This year, well, someone said that it snowed one time this year, but it was so light that no one even saw it. By the time we woke up, it was all gone. But for the most part, the winters aren't that bad. Springs are really great, and the falls are really great. And then the summers are really hot, but like I said, it doesn't really start getting really oppressively hot until July, usually. And then last year, I was waiting for August to be just as bad as July, but actually last August, we got rain almost every single day in August, which is kind of unheard of out here. And that really did keep the temperatures down. So we had a lot of days that we didn't even hit 100 degrees in August, which is really weird. And so I don't know what's going to be like this year. I just always expect, you know, July and August to be really hot. And then September's warm. It'll still be warm, but it'll be starting to, you know, go down to the gradually cooling down. So I mean, I think the weather's pretty nice here. You know, sometimes we get wind because we're in a desert, and deserts can be windy. You know, but I think the weather. I like the weather here actually. Other than that oppressive heat, but like I say, July and August, you can get if you can get through July and August, then you know those are the two worst months, I think. Rob Saunders says, on the edge of rural Ontario, lots of farmland north of us. All right, there. Another Canadian. We get a lot of Canadians in here, seems like. All you Canadians are welcome. Chris says, Nermish, I woke up around 3 a.m. and it was all white outside. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, you're on the coast there. Up there on the coast. Nerdmish says, oh, there's Don O'Leary. Hey, Don O'Leary, thanks for being here. Don O'Leary. Nerdmish says, Chris, I don't see that, but got some amazing thunder last night. I love that, actually. Yeah, it's kind of cool how thunder, listening to the thunder and everything. Ask says, spring forward March 10th. Wow, so we're almost there. We're just 8 days away from springing ahead. Thanks for the reminder on that, Ask. Nermi says, yeah, it's melted now, sadly. Donald Leary, 15 Minneapolis, not right. Yeah, it's kind of warm for Minneapolis, huh, for this time of year, I guess. Big Hook says, my dad lives in the banana belt near lakes, less harsh winter and summer. Where's the banana belt? That sounds like it would be South America or something. But Chris says, Nerdmish, early Friday morning, it was the Mother Nature fired a shotgun outside my window, big white ball of light and thunder that shook the building. Wow. Oh, there's Fucko. Says, inhospitable, you dim-witted, dawdling dumbbell. I believe I did say inhospitable. You can roll back the tape. I think I said it beautifully and wonderfully. All right, Fucko, who just loves to come in here with his Tourette's, maybe? I don't know. Fucko says, excuse me for my outburst. My outburst. It's outburst, you dimwit. I know. No, but that's part of Fucko's shtick. So, and we love it. We love it here. I love it. I don't know if you guys love it, but I love it. Thanks, Fucko, for being here. All kidding aside. I look forward to your outbursts. Bonnie Thompson, was that ball lightning? That would scare me. Marie says, Chris, that would scare me. Chris says, yeah, Bonnie Thompson, it was wild. I've never seen that before. I think the most wild like lightning storms I've ever seen was when I was going to college in New Mexico. I always have to emphasize the new. In New Mexico, in the town of Las Vegas, New Mexico, by the way. And man, there were some pretty gnarly lightning storms I saw there. Let's see here. Big Hook, you're out, burp. You're out, burp, Fucko. Rob Hunter says, we were in Vegas first week of February last year. The weather was fabulous. Considering we left for Toronto where we had temps of minus 20 degrees Celsius. I guess that's Celsius, right? A few days before we left. Yeah, I've had a lot of people come down from like Canada and really cold places, and then they come here and even to what we think is a little chilly, and they're like, yeah, when we left it was minus whatever. So yeah, it's nothing like that here. That's for sure. Hey, there's Bob Trike. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I guess the second, or yeah. Says, hey everyone, American in Mexico. Well, how you doing, Bob? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Big Hook, Newberry, Ontario. Bucko said, you said unhospitable. Did I? Okay, all right. I'll take your word for it. Mr. All Caps, or whatever. Anyhow, Funko was saying hello to Jolie, so, you know. There's Philly 3000. Hi, everyone. Hi, John. That truck looks like it's going in your ear. Yeah, it's going in my ear and out the other. That truck, by the way, that was my truck. I mean, that was a company truck, but that was the truck I was driving at the time. This is in, I think this is Utah. I think it's just south of Moab, Utah, I believe. And this is, you could park there and then you walk across that street and you can hike up a little hill and there's like a big arch. It's kind of cool. Let's see here. Bonnie Thompson says, I watch YouTube vids of weird weather events. Chris says, when I lived in the mountains in California, my house took a direct lightning strike. I had just never seen ball lightning before. I don't know if I've seen ball lightning, but I've seen some almost like horizontal lightning. And it was like green. It wasn't like white, you know, it was weird, really weird. That was in New Mexico. Funko says, on a serious note, Trucker John, I have been watching you in quiet awe. I am convinced you have the makings. I'm waiting for a punchline here. I'm waiting for a zinger. You're buttering me up here, and I'm waiting for the, you know, I'm waiting for that to get cold cocked here. I can convince you have the makings to become a household name. You could be the next Larry King if you let me help you. Oh, all right. You're on the air, Montana, or whatever. All right, Alberta. You're on the Larry King show. Oh wait, no. You're on the Trucker John show. I've never done a Larry King impression before. It was kind of coming out a little more like Alex Jones, maybe. I don't know. Okay, well, Funko, take us to the top. Take us to the top, Funko. Nerd Beach says, Bunny, sometimes I play in the rain and thunder black screen videos to help me sleep. Oh yeah, those you can play those. Yeah, sometimes that helps, like ocean waves and stuff like that. Big Hook says, has Texas burned to the ground yet? Texas has always been to the ground. No, it's not really a laughing matter. People have died. It's very sad. Very sad. I was reading an article or something, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? And at that time, they were reporting it was already 1 million acres had burned at that time. I don't know how, I haven't really read any updates to see if they're knocking those down or if it's still spreading or what. I haven't heard the latest on that. Bob Trick second says, subscribed and liked. Oh, thank you so much. It's pronounced like the girl named Trish. Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up, because it was giving me a hard time. But so it's Bob Trish the second, apparently. And Bob Trish second says, hey, Bonnie. Let's see, we got Chris is saying at Nerd Niche, it hit my phone line and the phone was out for a month. Wow. This was back in the dial-up internet days. Wow. So yeah, that lightning. Can you guys hear that jet? I am right, for those of you who are new here, I am right under one of the flight paths of Harry Reid International Airport. It used to be called McCarran, now it's Harry Reid. And they literally go right over this roof. And I say one of the flight paths because they have more than one. But this is one of the most used ones because it's constant. But hey, you know, what are you gonna do? It's cheap rent, so you know. Big Hook says, welcome to the new realities of global warming, unpredictable and extreme weather. Oh, definitely. There's definitely if people can't admit that there are changes going on, then they just can't admit stuff. Because I mean, anyone who's like my age, I'm 63. You know, definitely think back when you were a kid and a teenager, even, and into even your 20s and stuff. And the weather has changed so dramatically since those days. You know, I mean, it was pretty predictable. Like I've said, I said this in I think the last show we were talking about weather. And I grew up in the desert, not too far from here. It's the same desert that's where I'm at now, but it's 2.5 hours southwest of here, where I grew up. And literally, I mean, every winter we would have some nice snowfalls. We'd have usually 3 pretty good snowfalls, starting in usually around November, around Thanksgiving, and then we'd have usually one somewhere around Christmas. It was hit or miss whether we were going to have a white Christmas, because if it came too early, then it would melt by the time Christmas got there. Or sometimes it would be like right after Christmas, you know, and then we might have another one in January or something. And it was pretty predictable. And you know, usually they were, you know, 3 or 4 inches. Some years we'd get 6 or 7 inches. And about every 8 or 9 or 10 years, it seemed like we'd get this one big dumping of like 10, 12 inches. And then, man, I think once like the late 80s came around and the 90s, that we were lucky to get, I mean, we still get snowfalls, but it just was not very predictable. Like sometimes we can go the whole winter without any snowfall. Like I say, it's unpredictable. And then sometimes we would get a couple good ones, you know, but it's just been really, really weird from what I grew up, how I grew up with the weather. And we used to get in the summertime, we'd get lots of like monsoons, and we'd get lots of thunderstorms. And now, you know, now I've noticed out here in Vegas, we did have a pretty good monsoon season last year, and we got some thunderstorms and stuff, but it kind of reminded me of the old days. But like I say, it's unpredictable. It's just not like it used to be, you know. Definitely the weather patterns have changed. And I guess the big argument is whether or not it's man-made or not. And I guess the climate change deniers, maybe they're not so much now, that they might be coming around and saying, yes, climate is changing, but there's nothing we can do about it, because it's just that's just the way it is. It's just cyclical. It's just Mother Nature, and it has nothing to do with man's involvement. But if you look at charts and you see really the sort of the advent of fossil fuel usage, starting from the industrial revolution, and then especially once, oh, these kids, man, they're so loud, and they're ridiculous. It's not just kids being kids. They need to shut those kids up. They're just so loud. I can't stand it anymore. But anyhow, you can see the CO2 levels as they've gone up through the Industrial Revolution and through the advent of automobiles, and you can see the temperature rising. It's just like the two are just on a direct parallel going upward. These kids out here, they just let them run loose like little wild animals. I should have got into that 55 plus community, because I was thinking, I remember thinking like, you know, it probably doesn't matter if I don't want to live with a bunch of old people anyhow. Now I'm thinking I should have went to the 55 plus, because I don't think you'd have this issue with these little kids running around like wild banshees and screaming bloody murder, you know, all day long. Anyhow, let's see, where were we at here? Steve Sayers is here, says hello, stay safe, be humble, good day to be alive. Well, thank you so much, Steve. Good to see you here. Fucko says you're at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, whenever I hear Hal plays those tapes or whatever, videos of Trump at Mar-a-Lago doing his little, I don't know if you call it a press conference, but whatever, he's talking to the press there, and the airplane's going overhead. I'm just like, I'm just thinking like, welcome to my world, Donald Leary says, no need for snowmobiles, that sucks. Yeah, no need for them here, that's for sure. Barney Thompson says, yep, it's sad. I'm here in Michigan. It's barely snowed. The ground was bare during Christmas. Asks, California is going to get 10 to 12 feet. Yeah, that's probably up through Donner Pass, up in the Tahoe area, Truckee and all that. Through there, they were getting hit pretty hard. Probably through that Sierra Nevada range, the mountains, they'll be getting some snow. Our little mountains here, they said we might get a foot of snow up at Mount Charleston. That's about a 45-minute drive from here. Steve Sayers and Nerd Mish are coming at us with the Slava Ukraini. Absolutely, Slava Ukraine. I think it's Slava Ukraini, actually, but whatever. Donald Leary says, no, wait, I already read that one. Chris says, Nerd Mish, I think it was last year that we got like 6 inches of snow. That was weird. Chris says, humans are exponentially speeding up the natural process. Big Hook says, I lived where I am for 30 years. We always had last week of July, first week of August, 30 plus degrees for 3 or 4 days, and then back to 22 to 26 degrees. Last summer, over 30 days of 30 plus, and starting in May. Wow. Now that's pretty drastic. That's a pretty drastic change. Right there, by golly. Chris says that Trucker John sounds like where I live, wild kids. Yeah, I mean, they're just little kids, but it gets kind of old, but they're just getting louder and louder, and they're just screaming like wild screamers. Philly 3000 says, yeah, it says you should make a soundproof room. I've been thinking about that, Philly 3000, about getting some of that soundproofing type of deal put in here. But the thing is, this room that I'm in right now, this is going to be my storage facility, because I have a storage facility back in California, and I need to go. I've been talking about this for months. I'm going to finally do it, hopefully this month, and I'm going to put everything in this room, and then I'll be doing my little broadcasts, I guess, from the living room or something. So yeah, this place is like in flux, and then I'm going to go through all my shit, and I'm going to weed it out. Like I'm going to throw some stuff away. I'm going to give some stuff away, and I'm going to keep some stuff. I got to do that process. And then hopefully I can get this room back, because I like using this as a little studio type of thing. And then I was thinking about getting some sort of soundproofing. But anyhow, it's a process. It's a whole big process. Nerd Beach says we had several snow days and delayed due to ice days. Schools, yeah, we would get a few of those during the winter. We usually get maybe 2 or 3 of those type of snow days. Yeah. But in California, it would just have to snow, like it wouldn't even be sticking, and they would call it a snow day, I think, sometimes, because people aren't used to driving on those conditions, like people back east and stuff. So they don't want buses sliding off the roads and whatever. Let's see. There's Philly 3000. Yeah, okay. I think I said hi, right? Yeah, because it's a soundproof room. If I didn't say hi. Thanks for being here. Fucko says, you skipped over one of my comments. Go back and read it pronto. I will if you stop with the typos. Okay. All right, Fucko. Look, I don't usually do this for people. If I miss them, I miss them. But for you, I'm going to do you a solid. Okay, I read the one that says you were at Mar-a-Lago. I did read that one. Oh, maybe it's right. Fucko, we need to work on pronunciation. Repeat after me. Yeah, I need to do some exercises. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. Now balance a book on your head and walk around while reciting that for the whole show. I'm not your lady. I'm not your fair lady. Yeah, I need to make sure that I enunciate fully. That was me doing some sort of weird mouth exercise. I don't know. Okay, are you happy now? Are you happy now, Fucko? I read it. I'm not gonna do it, but I read it. I'm not gonna walk around with a book on my head. Donald Larry says, Trucker John, those kids need something to do, like read a book or give them some chalk. The sidewalk is full of chalk paint. They do that too. Or that chalk shit. It doesn't shut them up. But right now they're being quiet. I don't know. And there is a playground. They have a playground here, right across over here. It has a nice playground, but I think the parents like to keep them right in this little corridor, this courtyard, so they can keep an eye on them. I guess they don't want to the parents don't want to go to the playground and watch their kids. So they just let them run around here, and they can kind of watch them a little bit. Anyhow, Karen Castelli's here says, I guess live in a 62 plus community, no kids, but I hear you. We have a get together and everyone bugs out early. Everyone is nice, but I'm more of a night owl. I guess I prefer it over kids screaming. I was looking at a 62 plus, a really nice one over here, and then I noticed I think they lowered the age of 55 because they couldn't fill it for some reason. I guess there's not enough 62 plus people that want there's a lot of old people that live here, but maybe they couldn't afford it or something, because it's actually pretty much average to the prices though, but for here, but I don't know, but I think they lowered it to 55. But that was when I was looking at it, and that was a really nice one. It was like brand new. They and a lot of the units, I think 3/4 of the units hadn't even been ever lived in yet. So it was nice, just the idea of getting an apartment that no one had ever lived in was kind of a nice thing. And it was really nice. It had a nice, some of the rooms had views of the strip. It had a nice pool area, jacuzzi. It had a nice big, it had a gym, a nice gym. It had a nice, common area with TVs and everything. Or maybe just one big TV, I guess. But it was really nice. But I decided to go for the cheap rent for a while and just bank some money, because it was about double the rent of what I'm paying here. So, but it was nice. Let's see here. Fucko says soundproofing is expensive as fuck. I hope you can get a second mortgage. Seriously, that shit is expensive. Okay, I wasn't going to do it like a professional sound studio, probably. I'm sure there are cheaper ways. Just getting some of that, that foam rubber type of, kind of packing material that you could probably just do something with, or maybe getting just some, it wouldn't be completely soundproof, but it could help, was a little bit with it. Just some of those partition type of things, that have a soundproofing in it. Anyhow, whatever. That's we're a long way off from that, so no sense in getting hung up on that. Bonnie Thompson says, "Fucko, it's Jack Black International Day, so chill." Yeah, chill. Hey, Bonnie Thompson, by the way, did I say hi to you, Bonnie? Yeah, I think it might be the first. Was that your first entry in today's chat? So hi there to Bonnie. Chris says, that's a hill right behind my apartment, and the kids think, there's a hill right behind my apartment, and the kids think that that's their sled hill. Problem is the noise, and they crash into the building. We're often day sleepers. Fucko says, Bonnie Thompson is I like Jack, funny guy. He is a very funny guy. I like Jack Black also. Nerd Beach says, I work with kids, but no kids near me at home. Fucko above that. Tim Farrell. Hi guys. Hey Tim. Good to see you. Good. Thanks for dropping by in the old the old chat room. Focus says, damn it, Trucker John, can't you see the reason you're fighting me on this is because you fear success? You've been conditioned to think you're not worthy. By God, let me coach you. Coach away, coach. Coach me up, coach. Yeah, egg crates. That's what I was thinking of. Chris. Big Hook says, nice avatar, Fucko. The monkey gallery on point. Donald Leary says, God, thinking of that too. Can't imagine running into an older person. Hey, just listening to Mazzy. Why too expensive? Oh, Mazzy Star. Why too expensive? I don't understand that, where you're going with that. Barney Thompson says, it's nice to know I'm so forgettable. No, you're not forgettable. I just have a brain that forgets shit. There's Robert Perez, top of the morning. Driver. Think big today, Johnny. All right, I'm thinking big. Big moves. Making some big moves here at the Trucker John Show. All right, guys. Hey, look, I think. So just for that, I just gave myself some hearts. Or maybe a party. We'll do a party here. Or whatever that is. Whatever that symbol is there. But thanks, Robert Perez, for being here, and everybody else. Did I say hi to Bonnie Thompson? No, I'm just kidding. Of course I did. Is Bonnie Thompson here? I don't know. But anyhow, guys, yeah, we're just hanging out here. We're just hanging out. Got my coffee. I scarfed down some breakfast just moments before the show. I might have some remnants. The other day, someone was saying I should get a mustache comb and get the crumbs out and the cheese out of my beard and mustache. And for all I know, I didn't have a chance to do that. So for all I know, there's all kinds of crumbs and food remnants. It would be a lovely, lovely image. I'm sure you guys would love that. Maybe someday I'll invest in a mustache comb. Just to make you guys, not have to put up with whatever might be floating around in this, whatever this is. Let's see here. We got Don O'Leary, 55 plus living. Focus says, Trucker John, instead of wasting your cash on soundproofing, all you need to do is slip those kids some NyQuil, lace some Kool-Aid with NyQuil. Believe me, they'll be out for hours, peace and quiet. Yeah, that's a good way gonna get me locked up, aren't you, Fucko? Big Hook says, it's your party and you can't fart if you want to. And you can fart if you want. Fucko is right, though. I need to learn how to read. Big Hook says, it's your party and you can fart if you want to, Trucker John. Yeah, I guess so. Steve Sayers says, yeah, there's a whole lot more people now, but the last ice age wasn't really all that long ago in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think that we had an ice age. Wasn't that just a few hundred years ago or something? Bob Trish says, gotta be noon wherever you are. It is 11:56 right here in the Pacific time zone. We're almost at noon. We're coming up on the noon hour. Ask says, honestly, I like clean face and space. Clean face and space. Okay, well, I'll try to clean my face. I don't know about the space part. Do you mean like space, like not being too close? Or do you mean like big spaces? Do you mean you want to go to space like a spaceman? Big Hook says, there is a reason we are referred to as old farts. Oh, I get it. Just a bunch of old farts. I'm an old fart. I guess apparently I'm an old fart. So anyhow, I watched I finished watching season 1 of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I guess there's only one season so far. I guess that was the first season. I thought that was pretty good. It got a little old. This is a mild spoiler alert. I don't know if anyone's going to watch it or not. I think it's on Amazon or something. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it's sort of taken after that movie. Remember, it was like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, I think. So now this has Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, who I've never heard of before. But they are the Mrs. and Mrs. Smith. It's like they're spies, and it kind of, shows how this spy agency, they put people together to be spies as a couple, and so they give them their names are all John and Jane Smith, and they give them all their they're able to give them like a wedding certificate and all that kind of stuff, and so they have to operate as like a married couple. But they never met each other. So we see them meeting each other and getting to know each other, and then they have to pretend like they're married, right? So it kind of goes on. I think it kind of gets a little bit. It kind of drags on as far as like that whole like awkwardness of of not knowing each other, but then living with each other in the same house and trying to pretend like you're man and wife, and then they do. They do fall in love, and they actually kind of early, kind of quickly, but then they still have all these things that they're working out. So I thought it got kind of a little boring after a while of seeing them just have those awkward silences or awkward moments. It just seemed like they really were dragging that out. But overall, it was still pretty good. If there is a season 2, I would watch it. So anyhow, and since I finished up that, I saw on there's the show Halo, which is taken after the very popular video game. Now I've never played the game, but I am familiar with it. I'm familiar with that figure, that main character in the the suit, right? The green, with the helmet and everything. I'm very familiar with the character, but I don't think I've ever played it. The game. If I did, it was a long, long time ago, and maybe like once or something. But so I'm not really familiar with the story of the game. But it looked like an interesting thing. So I guess apparently there's now a second season of that. So I started on season 1 of that, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys are Halo fans or not, or have watched either the game or the series. But I just started watching that last night. So I'm looking forward to sort of watching those seasons. There's 2. I guess there's 2 seasons. And I remember I was watching the show Halo last night. I was going, it's kind of weird. There's not one recognizable like star in this. I don't know any of these people. I've never seen or heard any of these people that are in this. And then in this episode, the main character, who's always in a helmet, he took his helmet off and revealed who he was. And I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but he actually was an actor that I'll just say that he was actually an actor that I recognized and knew from quite a few things. So they have one recognizable actor or star in this show. Anyhow, let's see. I've been going on here. Ass says all spaces, laughing out loud. Bonnie says farting is byproduct of human digestive process. Yes, it's very natural. You have to do it. You can't hold it in forever. You're gonna blow up probably. Nerd Me says Chris, the weather guessers are saying maybe snow again on Monday. Big Hook says The Recruit is what I am waiting for the second season. The Recruit. Where's that at? Which is that on a platform or is that on broadcast station? The Recruit. I don't think I've seen it. I might check into that. Donald Leary says, at Ask, I should be cleaning right now. My nephews are coming this weekend for a concert OGs, they are non-vote Republicans. They are, was that a misprint? They are, well, we'll see if there's a correction later on. Chris says, Nerd Mesh, yeah, it's going to be Wet and Wild Spring. Big Hook says, the Americans seems to be pretty relevant these days with Republicans and their actions and information sources. That's a show I've never watched. I know it's about sleeper cells and things of this nature. I guess I don't really watch much broadcast shows anymore. Foco says, I cannot make it through a bad movie, but I can watch a great movie many, many times. There are movies I watch almost every year for the last 20 years. Ask is giving us some info on Halo. Filming began in Ontario, Canada in October 2019. And I did see that because I watched the credits all the way to the end because I thought maybe there might be, how they put a little scene at the end or something. And I did see that it was filmed in Canada. Although post-production for the first 5 episodes was affected due to COVID-19 pandemic, filming eventually resumed in Budapest, Hungary. Wow. And when I was watching it, I guess I should center myself. When I was watching it last night, at first, I thought everything was CGI, even the people. Because there's something, the way they filmed it. But it was very realistic. It was to the point where it was so realistic, but there was something about it. They looked like CGI people. But I was like, no, I kept going back and forth. And then as I was watching it, I think I ended up Googling it, and it said there's a lot of CGI, but they said it's live action. So live action means it's real people. But I guess all the backgrounds and, of course, all the monsters or whatever they're called, are CGI and the spaceships and stuff like that. But the people, there was something about the way they filmed the actual live action people is they look almost like CGI. And it was weird. It was kind of weird. But then I was like, well, it's from a video game. I guess they want to give it the video game look or something. Big Hook says Russian sleeper cells and espionage in DC. I know it's a very popular show. It's been is it still on? Is it still running? I mean, I know it's been on for a long time. That's one of those shows. Like I said, I didn't really get into a lot of the broadcasts because I was on the road so much, and I really seemed to just watch a lot of stuff on Netflix and Hulu. And I guess you could probably get that on Hulu. Or I was watching HBO. HBO went through different names, and it became finally just Max or whatever it is. But anyhow, so I just never really got into that. Foco says, kid in grade school lacked the enzymes to fart. He became chronically depressed, suicidal. Wow, he got meds to produce farts. He got addicted to them, committed crimes to feed his habit. He's in jail now. I don't know whether I should believe that or not because it just sounds too wow out there to be true. It's just, is that really true, Foco? Or are you pulling my leg? Donald Leary says, they are Republicans from North Dakota and they don't vote, but bitch. Well, let them bitch. If they're not going to vote, fine. That's probably a good thing. Jolie was, I just missed it, but we got a thing here about reminding us about the memberships and super chats. Thank you, Jolie, for doing that and buying me a coffee and all that good stuff. Brian Thomas says, I started watching Halo. It's pretty good. Some fanboy on YouTube lost his mind because Master Chief removed his helmet, and a few episodes later, Chief got nude for some reason. Maybe he had to clean. You're in that suit. You got to clean off. You got to. There's some places you need to get into. Big Hook says farts come in different categories: squeakers, loud and obnoxious, wet and silent, but deadly. Hey, Nerd Mesh gifted Trucker John memberships. Thank you so much, Nerd Mesh. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you. That's really good. That's really nice. So we got. I can see him coming through there with, MJ McCall. Hey, MJ McCall's here. Janelle Walker, Philly 3000. Golf Marine. Hey, Golf Marine. Good to see you. I guess maybe these people were lurking, and then I guess it just randomly gives these memberships out. There's Paisley Jane. Hey, PJ. Haven't seen PJ in a while. Chris says Trucker John is also on Twitch. That's right. Yeah, I got Twitch and Facebook going. No one ever goes to those for some reason, and I don't really know how to promote this, like Twitch. I mean, I'm just looking at Twitch. There's no one there. This says one viewer, and I don't know if that's just me because I went on to it. And then we've got Facebook. Let me just check Facebook real quick. Oh, did it go off? Is it not running on Facebook anymore? Let me see. What's going on with Facebook? I guess it's there. I don't see anyone on Facebook. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook and Twitch. I don't know. One of these days I'll get it figured out, I guess. But at least here on YouTube, we got 14 people watching, 28 thumbs ups, 26 thumbs up, I guess. So make sure you like, subscribe, share. Let's hit that share button. Let's get some people over here so we can just shoot the shit. We're gonna drink our coffee, and it's open forum. We talk about anything and everything. Right now we're talking about Halo and TV shows apparently. And farting. Farting is at the issue. That's the thing about this show. We've had so many. I can go through the list. Sometimes we talk about guns. Sometimes we talk about spiders. Sometimes we talk about animals. Sometimes we talk about. I don't know. It's just now today the theme pretty much seems to be farting. Farting and weather. A lot of weather stuff. So that's what I love about this show is that. It just sort of has a life of its own, and the topics. You guys pretty much direct us where the topics are going to be, and I just roll with it. I just run with it. But let's see here. Where did I leave off? Whenever I go and come back, it puts the chat like way up where I was already at. So there's the. Okay, so I guess Fucker says, a true story, bro. True story. Not really. You fucker. All right. I thought it was a little, over the top, even for you, Let's see here. We got Nerd Mish says, happy to do it. Well, thank you so much, Nerd Mish. That was so awesome of you to do that. Philly 3000 is smiling, I guess. Big Hook says, Fucko, do you work for peanuts or bananas? Big Hook says, gaslighting is next. Is that going to be the next one? The next topic of discussion? But let's see, I don't know why I keep leaning over that way. I should just try to stay in the center, I guess. But let's see, what's going on today? We got Donald Trump can't pay his fines. This supposed guy, he says the last I heard, because I think when he was running for president in 2016, I think he claimed he was worth like 6 or 7 billion. I think the latest I heard, he was claiming to be worth $10 billion. And if that was true, I don't see why he would have a problem coming up with, $500 million. I mean, the guy, he's just full of shit. The guy's, he's full of shit. I don't know why I'm doing Don Jr., who would be, it's like, I guess if Don Jr., suddenly turned against his father, he'd be like, guys, my father is a piece of shit. Wouldn't you just love to see that? Guys, my father, he won't even pay me anymore. I can't even buy Coke anymore because my father is too broke. can't give me any money, guys. Where's that post-it note? Where is it? I need to read what I was going to say. But so you got that, and I can't wait for Letitia James to start taking his properties away. She's going to do it because if he's not going to pay, she's going to take Trump Tower. She's going to take whatever she can, So I say, take everything. Make that motherfucker live under a freeway overpass before they take him to prison. I guess he has to have Secret Service because he's an ex-president. So if he ends up living in a freeway overpass, under a freeway, enunciate the rain in Spain, on the plains of Spain, does that mean Secret Service has to live under the overpass too? I think so. Boy, who wants to get that detail? Not only do you have to smell this stinky ass shitty diapers, but then you got to live under an overpass with the motherfucker. I'd be like, you better pay me extra hazard duty pay to watch this motherfucker. That's what I'd be saying. Let's see here. Jolly Trigger on Twitch. That's the Twitch link if you want to go over there. For people who might like Twitch better. Says Michael Cohen says Trumpy is maybe worth $1 to $1.5 billion and it is going down fast. Robert Prepon says Q. What's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? My chickadee? I would say nothing. I think they're both the same. Robert Prepon says answer. Oh, I guess that's answer. I have never had a garbanzo bean on my face. But apparently a chickpea. I get it. I got it. I'm a little slow. So, hey, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. But I think golden showers are kind of weird. I guess I did just yuck someone's yum. Chris says, what happened to you got to pay your bills? Right, you got to pay your bills. You got to pay your bills. Well, what happened to that is that he's full of shit. And he's a liar. And everything is about projection. And he's a piece of fucking human fucking shit. And I for the life of me, I can't understand. I mean, I can understand if you're a Republican and you're going to vote for a Republican because you don't want Democrats. It's just like me. I'm a vote blue if you know what's good for you kind of guy. But at least, for the most part, with a few rare exceptions, at least the Democrats I vote for are pretty decent people, I think, right? So it's not the same as, I mean, if I was a Republican and I had any kind of semblance of what I have now, thinking or whatever, I couldn't vote for Donald Trump. I guess, and if I didn't like the Democrats enough to vote for them, I guess I would just not vote. I just can't see why people love this fucker so much. Other than the fact that, yeah, they're racist and they love the racism, whatever. But it's not just that. There's people that, they think he's a great motherfucker. They think he's a great guy, and he's not. He's hideous. He's obnoxious and disgusting. He's vile. I just don't get this love affair with Donald Trump that some of these maggots. I guess that's why they're a maggot, because they're, I don't know. Anyhow, Big Hook says, seems like a Republican specialty gaslighting. Trump does it to maggots, narcissist trait among them. They seem upset that the courts they put forward are pushing the limits of daily life and choices. MJ Daniels says, in a van down by the river. He's gonna be in a van down by the river. And his Secret Service guys will have to be down there with him, I guess. Ass says Trump's gold shoes ridiculed after price drop. Just surrendered 75% of their price I say not worth $6.60. 60 cents. Boy, Fucker was right. I need to enunciate and pronunciate. I say not worth $6.66. I have to look up when I say that for some reason. I don't know. Bonnie Thompson says Trump lost most of his dad's money by the late 90s. Branding the Trump name and money laundering has kept him afloat this long. He's filed bankruptcy, I think, at least 6 times. And the guy, everything he touches goes to shit. He's a horrible businessman. He's an idiot and a moron, and he thinks he's hot shit. See, that's the thing, is he thinks he's hot shit. He thinks he's a mover and a shaker, and that's what his kids think too. We're movers and shakers. Well, yeah, motherfucker, you are fucking dipshits and fucking idiots, is what you are. Donald Larry says, MJ, God loving, I will never forget that. Did I skip something down there? I don't know. Before he gets lodging in a federal facility. I don't see what I skipped, but Chris says, MJ Daniel, a van by the river is too good for him. He should get the tent I used to live in where you had to haul water on your back. Yeah. Nerd Mish says, maggots love shit. So yeah, maggots. Yeah, I guess that explains it all right there. MJ Daniel says, I want to see the stock market scene from Trading Places when they confiscate the Duke brothers' properties. Take his golf courses and everything else. Oh yeah, they are. They're going to take everything because Letitia James ain't playing. As far as New York is concerned, whatever he has in New York, if he's not paying, she's going to get it. Bonnie Thompson says, Democrat voters aren't tribal or cultists. We don't treat politicians like demigods. Although they do project that onto us, because my sister did that to me a few times when we were still speaking. Back when Obama was president, and she'd be like, because I would just say, yeah, I think Obama's great. I think he's a great president. I'm glad he won and all that kind of stuff. And she'd be like, oh, you guys think he's your messiah or something like that. I'm like, no, I don't think that. I think he's a good president. I think he's a good guy. That's all. You know, but that they just want to project that type of mentality onto us because they're the ones that, you know, deify, I guess, their presidents. Big Hook says, Burn the Boats had a great podcast with Steve Hassan on cult deprogramming and how he got sucked in by the Moonies. I remember the Moonies. Jolie says, the fact that my dad is still totally into Trump, buying into all the BS makes me feel like I don't even know who he is at all. It's put a huge strain on our relationship. I know, it's sad. It's sad, you know. And there was, I don't know if you've heard about that book, Jolie. She's been a guest on Tom Hartman and I think some other places. She wrote this book a few years ago. I think it was like, something like I Lost My Dad to Fox News or something like that. And she talks about that stuff that so many people can relate to, you know, about how watching Fox News turned her dad into a pretty reasonable guy into a total right-wing nut job. I forget the exact name of it, but, you know, whenever you tell me what your situation is like, it reminds me of that book. Not that I didn't read it, but she's been a guest and talked about the book. Like I said, on Tom Hartman and I think on some other shows too. Focus says most of them vote for Trump because of what a shitty person he is. They identify with that. He made there. Now you want to get on me about not pronouncing words right, and you used the wrong there. Anyhow, their own shitty behavior seem acceptable. He gives them affirmation. That's probably all true. MJ Daniel says his gigantic ego demands it. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Nerd Mish says to Jolie, my ex is a Trumper. My kids really struggle with him because of it. So I empathize. Hugs. Big Hook says, Jolie, recommend you watch the one with Steve Hassan. Chris says, Jolie, so sorry it's that way. Falco says, TJ, step back, take a deep breath, regroup, approach the computer screen again. But this time, think of it as a friend, not an enemy. Embrace it. Don't read it. Let it read you. Okay. Oh, great one. Barney Thompson says, Julie, I'm sorry. Just keep talking to him and give him hugs if he'll allow it. Julie says, Big Hook, Big Hook. I've seen a couple of interviews of his. Nerd Me says, at Falco, 100%. Okay. Philly 3000 says, Morning Joe is a Republican and he hates Trump, laughing out loud. Yeah, probably more because Trump has personally attacked him and his wife. Big Hook says Gin Cinco. Yeah, Gin Cinco and a great movie. Yeah, that's right. I guess it was it like a documentary or did they make like a dramatic movie? Yeah, Gin Cinco. Big Hook says, yeah, and she's been on. I know she's been on Tom Hartman. I think more than once. She may have been on Randy Rhoads. Maybe, I don't know. She was on a few shows. Philly 3000 says, did you see Morning Joe when Trump was talking to him? He kept on running his mouth, and Joe said, if you keep it up, I'm going to a commercial, and he did, laughing out loud. I didn't see that, but I'm glad that someone stood up to that fucker. No one wants to stand up to him, Chris says, my ex says he's not political, but if he were, he would be a Trumper. He's I'm going to try to enunciate. A malignant, narcissistic Gemini. Just like Trump. Foco says, there, listen, I'm the coach, not you. There is no role reversal in my program for success. I almost said secession. I'm going to secession. You are not to question me. Fuck, you're funny. Jolie says, it sucks that Chris, my mom is battling lung cancer and I've been staying there to help with her. And my dad and I end up in an argument at least a couple of times a week because he just can't shut up. Yeah, I would say, here's just my take on it. He loves getting a reaction out of you, Jolie, and he loves pushing your buttons. Because he loves to trigger you for whatever reason. Jolie says, Bunny Thompson, I tell him all the time. I tell him all the time I love him, and I also call him a misogynistic fascist when he's being one. Funko says, Morning Joe was plugging Trump hard at first. He gave Trump millions in free advertising. Then Trump attacked Micah. Micah, whatever. Typical Republican. Joe was okay with Trump until Trump attacked someone he loved. Right. It's just like all the Republicans who are like homophobic or, they're anti-equality. And then one of their kids turns out to be gay. And then it's like, oh, well, okay, except for my kid. Or whatever. Donald Leary says, Jolie, I think my dad would have dished Trump, at least. I hope so. You still have your dad, miss him every day. My dad died in 2012. It's hard to believe it's been, 12 years already? And he was definitely, you know, I mean, this is way before Trump, but he was definitely like being influenced by the Fox News thing, and certainly being helped along by my brother in that right wing stuff. Because my dad was always, he was always sort of like, kind of like non-political, and he was a union guy, but then he became a management guy. And I don't know, but he seemed to really never talk about politics until probably like the 2000s, maybe, and when the Fox News really was going full bore. But so if he, let's say, hadn't got cancer and died in 2012, and if he was still around, I'm really, sad to think, I guess. I'm trying to think of the words, but where he might be, he probably would be similar to Jolie's dad. I don't know, but he would probably be a maggot, a Trumper. Sad to say it. As much as I love my dad, but if he'd been around, if my dad had lived, I don't want to think about it. I don't like thinking about my dad trying to defend Trump. I just can't imagine it, but I can imagine it. So I don't know. MJ Daniels says, wait, where did I skip? I think I skipped. Bonnie Thompson says, Funko is crazy. Crazy! Toys in the attic. Chris says, so sorry you were in that situation at Jolie. He should remember why you were there and think of mom. Yeah, he should. Ingenio says, the U.S. is repeating the 1920s in many ways. Xenophobia, bigotry, and anger. DJT represents the very worst of us and worst in us, and many love that. They love that, yeah. And like someone said, like Biden said that Trump wants to take us back 50 years or whatever. And my first thought was he wants to take us back like 70 or 80 years or 100 years, And then somebody else, I forget who it was, said kind of what I said. Funko said, on Morning Joe, hate to say it, but as much as I dislike him, we need him. As a wealthy friend explained, the country club swing voters, or swingers, watch Joe religiously. Joe reaches them and gets them to vote blue. Well, I hope that's true. If he's actually getting people to vote blue, then I'm all for it. Big Hook says, fighting with you, Jolie, is dysfunctional communication. Sadly, many of us grew up with it. My mother is that way. I finally came to terms with it by recognizing she is mentally ill. The anger destroys. Boy, lots of stuff going on with our families, huh? MJ Daniels says, my mom's friend in her 80s, a lifelong Republican, has a sister who was a GOP state rep and big Trumper. She voted for DJT in 2016, but Biden in 2020, she had enough. And I have heard a few of those stories too, where people who voted for Trump voted for Biden. And I think that trend is going to continue, I think. But, I don't want to get cocky. Steven Sayre says, the people that like Trump are low IQ and backward thinking, but not all of them. They're not all low IQ. I know we see those videos when they ask questions and they sound like, morons and idiots, and those ones probably are, but they're not all. That's the sad, that's sad, but that is the real perplexing part, is there are some smart people that are backing Trump. I mean, you got to be smart. I mean, they're like lawyers and shit, and I think you got to be smart to be a lawyer. I mean, there are dumb lawyers, at least as compared to other lawyers. But I think in order to pass a bar, in order to get your law degree and pass a bar, I mean, it takes some intelligence, right? And they are. I've had them in my cars, I think, in my Ubers. Very intelligent sounding people, and then you get into a conversation and you realize they're a fucking maggot. I don't get it. They're not stupid. They're not low IQ. Jolie says, I've only truly lost my temper once, Big Hook, and then I was mad at myself for letting him get to me. Yeah, but you're a human being, and like, I let my temper get to me talking to what was that guy about the water, right? To Silly Wonka, remember him? Let's see here. Steve Sayers says, oh wait, did I skip? I think I may have skipped MJ Daniel. Did I skip that? Oh no, I read that. Okay. Nerd Beach says, Morning Joe has been focusing a great deal on the threat to democracy. They have an enormous audience, so I'm happy for that. I'll take it wherever we can get it. Yeah, wherever. I mean, I never really have watched the show. I've seen clips of it, but I'm usually either asleep or I'm listening to Stephanie Miller, or because I think isn't he on around the same time as that, or whatever. I don't know. But I'm certainly aware of the show, and I've seen clips of the show. And I think maybe way back when he first started, when I was at home more, I may have watched it, like just live, but I don't really watch the show all that much. MJ Daniel says, look at the old fascist and KKK marches in New York City in the 1920s. Their banner with America First as their slogan. That says it all. Yeah, and that's, Trump is just bringing all that back. He's bringing it back, baby. Big Hook says, no worries, Jolie. We hosers are empaths. You have maple syrup running in your veins. Chris says, thanks, Donald Leary. The ex is out of our lives entirely. Our kids don't want anything to do with them. I raised them with a blue heart. Darkly Yours. Hey, thank you for being here, by the way. I think this is the first post I've seen you, so thanks for being here. Says smart like... well, that's a good point. Alina Haba. But... see, when you say low IQ, I wonder what her IQ is. I mean, or it's like, how did she get her law degree? Maybe she was just giving blowjobs to the professors. I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just gonna do a Tucker Carlson. I'm just asking. I'm not saying she gave blowjobs to her professors. I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. Maybe that's how she did it. I don't know, but. I mean, you have to, because I'm just assuming that you go to school and you get your degree, just the old-fashioned way. You work for it. You work your way through it. I forgot about the blowjob part of it, so maybe that's what she was doing. I don't know, because she does seem pretty stupid. I don't know what her IQ is. She certainly doesn't know how basic court procedures, but. Again, I don't know what her IQ is, because we're talking about, people say low IQ. You might not be low IQ, but you could still be stupid, I guess. And she kind of, like, that's a very good point, Darkly Yours. That's a very good point that you brought her up, because she might possibly be the dumbest lawyer I've ever seen. And it seems like there really has been no shortage of dumb lawyers when it comes to Donald Trump, but that's a good point. Donald Leary says, I worked with, maybe it's a guy I worked with, MD who voted for Trump in 2016. Yeah, see, so the doctors, I mean, there might be some dumb doctors, but I don't think they're low IQ. There's a difference between, I guess, IQ and and then also your personality or whatever. Funko says, my typos are not typos. I am purposely trying to verbally throw you off balance. You are my boxer, and I am making you do your footwork. You are lumberjack, and I am shaking the log you are walking on. All right, Mick. I want. Cut me, Mick. I don't know why I went to Rocky with that, but anyhow. Fogo says, as lumberjack, you will be okay. You will sleep all night and work all day. You're gonna wear me out. Mr. B's here says, I like to consume as much info as I can from both sides of the spectrum. Don't understand how people still identify as right or left when it's just two sides of the same coin. I don't know about that, but I do agree with, like, I like to just stick to the issues. Like, what issues, where do you stand on issues or on political issues or ideology? And I know some people will say, it's a shortcut to just say I'm a conservative or I'm a liberal. But the thing is, those terms I think have been so bastardized, or at least demonized in a way where if someone says they're a liberal and you're, a right winger, you automatically, it's almost like prejudice. You have a prejudice against that term, and it could go. I guess that could go both ways. I guess that is some both-siderism where liberals would be, and here I just used that term, but you hear the word conservative and you're going to have a preconceived notion now of what a conservative is, instead of trying to find out what they really believe in, or and the same way the other way. If you describe yourself as a liberal or a progressive, God forbid, then they're going to automatically just go, okay, that's a commie, or they're trying to take my guns away or whatever. So I prefer to let's just hash out the issues. Let's just talk about the issues and let's just tick them off one by one. Where do you stand on this? Where do you stand on this? Where do you stand on this? But then that is more time consuming. So I guess we need shortcuts, but I kind of try to stay away from them but it's hard to, like, it's sort of ingrained now in our culture, I guess. MJ Daniel says, my mom saw a college football player in the NFL draft combine talking about how he is a total flat earther and planets do not exist. How do you argue with that lunacy? You don't. You just move on. You go, okay, this guy's he's either just fucking with you, or he's just you just move on. Darkly yours and Fucko and put on girlies' clothing and hang around in bars. Okay. Jolie says, hi, Mr. B. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to this grand illusion. I don't know why I went there with that. Darkly yours says, okay, show of hands, who thought blowjobs as soon as she entered the conversation? Apparently I did. But I was just I was trying to make the point where, okay, because I was thinking, how did she get a degree? If she's so stupid, and she got a law degree, she was paying people off with something, so that's where I went with that. Mr. B says, TYVM? I don't know what that means. Jolie, this came up on my recommendations. Thank you very much. Like I've always told you, you're new here, so I'll explain to you. I'm a little slow, but I eventually will get it. Okay, so thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. TCB, baby, TCB. Anyway, this came up on my recommendations. Thought I would check you out. Check it out, Mr. B. Well, thank you so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate that. Give me that thumbs up. We got 34 thumbs ups. Can we get to 35? Can we get to 35? Let's get to 35. Let's get to 40. Can we get to 40 likes? 40 likes. So I hear 40 likes. There are 40 likes. 140 likes. Boom, boom. Rob Saunders says, stepped away for a bit. Had to download some TV networks on our smart TV. We've only had it for a few months. Replaced our old Sony. The new technology for TV is amazing. Yeah, they sure are. I remember our old TVs. Remember this, you just had to change the channels. Like, remember those days? Chris says, welcome to the truck stop, Mr. B. Yeah, today we're at a roadside. It looks like we're at a little roadside parking area in just south of Moab, Utah. By the way, we're gonna do a little hiking, go see some arches. It's pretty nice day. Foco says, TJ, it's called focused intelligence. Use Ben Carson for example. Some people can focus all their intelligence on achieving one thing, like being a brain surgeon, while their social skills suffer. Yeah, that's a great example. Ben Carson, you look at that guy and you're like, oh my God. Apparently, I don't know, I guess he's a good surgeon. I don't know, but I would be like, I don't want this guy anywhere near my fucking brain. You know what I mean? 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 Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Darkly Yours, hi guys. Haven't popped in for a few days. Well, thanks for popping in today. Good to see you. Rob Saunders, only watch YouTube on my, I guess, phone. Mr. B says, Chris, oh no, not a truck stop, laughing out loud, was in trucking industry for over 40 years. Awesome. Mr. B, if you look behind me, that is a picture, there we go, right there. That is a truck, that was a company truck. That was before I bought my truck. God, it's backwards, right? So I have to move my head this way and my hand this way, and it's fucking with me. Anyhow, that's my rig at the time. Schneider, and I'm wearing my Schneider hat. Little Freightliner. That wasn't the Cascadia. That was the what were the ones that came out? They all start with C. I forget, but anyhow. So yeah, that's my rig right there. From, I guess that was probably 20. What year was that? 2014, maybe. I don't know. That's the year. The truck is probably older than that, but I'm just saying that when I took that picture, it might have been around 2013, 2014. Here's the Jets. Chris says, I have dumb TVs connected to smart computers. There you go. Foco says, I worked with guys who were incredibly smart in tech, but were abysmal when it came to social skills, reasoning, etc. They used everything they had to be tech smart. They had no other common skills. I can relate. I don't have any common skills. I don't have social skills. I don't have any skills. Oh, no. Mr. B says, well, John, I just don't see much of a disconnect between right or left anymore. Could you give us an example? Because if we go by we think of left or right, the left wants equality. They want equal rights. They want for women and for people of color and for LGBTQ plus. They're all for the equality. The people on the right they hate all those people. They hate women apparently because they're taking away all their rights. I mean, I don't see how we're just the same. On the right, they want everyone to have any weapon they want, anywhere, any place, anytime, as much as they want. Most people on the left want common sense gun safety laws, like universal background checks, maybe an assault weapons ban, maybe, capacity limits, things like that, things of this nature. I mean, how are we the same? I don't think we are. Most of us on the left, we are in favor of weaning ourselves off of fossil fuels and trying to develop renewable energy, whereas people on the right seem to just want to just blow smoke. I've seen those guys in the trucks with the big smokestacks, and they blow black smoke out. You know, they don't give a fuck about any of that. They just think that we should just keep living like it's 1903 with no regulations about, you know, carbon, you know, whatever. So, I mean, I don't see how it's just the same. This both-siderism thing is bullshit. Darkly says, I agree with John. Liberal and conservative don't really mean what they mean to the rest of the world. That is true. I mean, that if you talk about socialism or conservatism or liberalism in Europe, they have a whole different meaning than what we've come to think of those terms here. Focus says, may Trump supporters, maybe many Trump supporters, have a focused intelligence syndrome. Bonnie Thompson says, Mr. B, hold up. Democrats will not impose fascism on everyone. Republicans are getting to the point they want to control every aspect of American lives. It's about control. Control. I can't remember the rest of the words. But yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you, Bonnie. Big Hook says, I have a 32-inch TV with HDMI, so I can read books that I have downloaded, as well as nature documentaries from my computer. That's pretty cool. My TV, I think, has HDMI too, but I don't have anything to hook up to it. Foco says, TJ, the lumberjack thing is a Monty Python reference. Oh, yeah. I think I remember that. I'm putting my hands on my hips because I seem to remember some sort of lumberjack dance with your hands on your hips. Either that or I was doing the time warp. I don't know. Let's see here. Bonnie Thompson says, damn, that crap ticks me off. Both sides are the same. Crap shows someone isn't paying attention. Steve Sayers says, did the Repubes release Hunter Biden's testimony? Is that right that Comer, who had so many questions, walked out without asking anything? I'm surprised he was even there. A lot of times he doesn't even show up, right? Rob Saunders says, I've gone from laptops to an iPad, and now a smart Android phone. Everything I use those devices for, I can do on my phone. 63 years old, and man, has technology changed in lifetime. Hey, we're the same age, Rob. And boy, howdy has it. I mean, I remember just landlines and the old dial rotary phones and, you know, all that shit. Mr. B says, okay, Bonnie, laughing out loud, I see where this is going. Sorry, I interrupted the show. I'll just move on. Well, you know, you don't have to leave. I'm behind in chat, so you may have already left. But, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. And as long as you don't engage in any type of hate speech, then you're entitled to your opinion. I don't mind having opposing viewpoints and opinions. I think it stimulates conversation. But if you're so thin-skinned that a little bit of pushback is going to push you out, then I kind of feel sorry for you. But you're welcome to stay as long as you don't engage in any like hate speech. Chris says, Big Hook, same here. I don't have cable TV, just internet. Love. You know what? I have cable. But it seems like 99% of the stuff I watch is all through, you know, like the internet stuff or the streaming platforms. You know, but anyhow. Philly 3000 says, working under Trump, help her out. She probably let him grab her private. Yeah, well, poor thing. Rob Saunders says, particularly since I finished grade 13 in 1980. Focus says, Alina Haba. Middle name is Sad. It's of Muslim origin. Her parents were Iraqi refugees. They came here in the early 80s. Maggots never mentioned that. It's true. It's not joking either. Look it up. Okay. That makes sense because Haba, that sounds like a Middle Eastern type of name. And she is working for a guy that I'm sure has no respect for her lineage whatsoever. Donald Leary says, Monty Python Sunday night while in high school. Man, that was great with weed. Fucko, Darkly Yours, I know I'm a fan. And Ass says, Fucko, true dat. About haba. Big Hook says, sucks to get old with diminishing returns on eyesight and other bodily functions. Yeah, I hear you. But it is what it is. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't know why I went into Trump on that one, but Robert Snyder says, before we got this TV, I used the laptop with HDMI cable to stream Netflix. Surrender Monkey is here. I've been wondering where you were at. Surrender Monkey, he's our good friend from across the pond. He says he's lying for money, lying for his own self-confidence to build his technique. There are zero reasons other than lying, and lying as a priest to say the earth is flat unless you are depressed, plus lonely. Okay, Surrender Monkey, I'm not sure who you're talking about. Maybe it was it the football player guy? Or I don't know. But thanks for being here. Nevertheless, always good to see old Surrender Monkey here in the chat. Bonnie Thompson says, I'm sorry, Mr. B. I've been going to the Rick Wilson School of Politics. So there you go. Fucko says, TJ, focused intelligence is a real thing. I never doubt it. Did I doubt you? It's been researched as well. Research shows conservatives predominantly lack something called spatial cognitiveness, the ability to think abstractly. I've also heard that they like to have a strongman leader type of a deal. Philly 3000, Mr. B, have you heard of International Overseas Shipping Company located in New Jersey back in the 80s? Boy, that seems like a random type of thing to ask, but okay, whatever. Hey, look at there, Nerd Mish. Was that more memberships gifting? Oh, thank you so much, Nerd Mish. Gifted 5 Truckadron memberships. Thanks so much. It looks like they went out to Steve Sayers, Darkly Yours, Rose Blake, Philly 3000, 70, oh no, I guess that 70, sorry. Back in the 70s. Doug G, Seha. Where are these people? We're stuck at 35 likes. I'd like to get to 40. Can we get to 40 likes? Do I hear 40? Do I hear 40 likes? Everybody got 40 likes? Sort of Monkey says, so if you register your Sony TV and post a review of official Sony website, there's a chance you will get asked to be a product reviewer. They give you free shit. It's awesome. Shh. No. Shh. Don't tell anybody. We won't. We'll keep it. We'll keep that on the down low. All right. Just keep that between us. Be our little secret. Julie says, woo, Nerd Mish, thanks so much. Yeah, thanks so much. That's very, very, very awesome of you. Ass says, rolling coalers. Big Hook says, yeah, Chris, we make it work. HDMI is essential for reading books, although a 10-inch tablet does keep text manageable. I still like just reading good old-fashioned paper books. I've read stuff off of tablets, and for some reason, I just don't like it. I guess that's just the old man in me. I can't adapt. Old people have a hard time adapting to new technology. I like just reading good old-fashioned, cutting down trees and forests books. Anyhow, Nerby says we need more green on the screen. Oh yeah, for the memberships. Thank you, Nerd Mish. That's pretty awesome. Julie says, loving all the green. Hey, St. Patrick's Day is this month, right? March 16th. We should get lots of green on March 16th. I don't know what day of the week that comes on, if we're going to do a show or not. Maybe we'll do a special St. Patty's Day show. I don't know. But we got Jeff Curry. Hey, there he is, finally, the official Trucker John live stream comedian. It's finally here. We need some comic relief, Jeff. Where you been, man? Where you been? I'm on the left, and I have zero common sense. I just came from Walmart on a Saturday and the first part of the month. I'm just going to give you a drumstick for everything you say, because, you're the comedian. Fucko says, yeah, the short word for controlling every aspect of other people's lives is fascism. Or theocracy, or theocratic fascism. Thank you, Professor Fucko. Chris says, Hal read the whole deposition when it came out, 4.5 hours. Yes, I actually, truth be told, I think I nodded off a few times, but I was just thinking, I would love to make a sort of like dramatic reading of that, where you get a bunch of people and each one takes a character. Like one person will just read Hunter, and one would be like Jim Jordan, one would be Swalwell, one would be Matt Gates, whatever, you know what I mean? And you just do a reading of that. I mean, and it'd be low production. I mean, you could do, like, if you had a big production, you could actually do like a set, and do it like a movie or whatever. But just say just for like a real low end thing, you could just do like a green screen type of thing, and you could do, everyone could be remote. They don't, they could just do their part from wherever they're at, and then you could just edit them together, and I think that'd be cool. Like, and I was trying to think, like, let's just say, I'm just hypothetically, let's say, like, if we got, like, let's say we had Hal Sparks take one of the characters. I was trying to think, like, what character would Hal do? But I was trying to think who could be Hunter Biden and who could be Matt Gaetz. I do have a friend. Well, I shouldn't say a friend, because I know him and I like him. This guy, he's the guy who was in one of my movie that I made. I made a short film like 12 years ago. Robin O'Rourke. I think he would be. I think he could do a great Matt Gaetz. I just have a feeling. I was thinking, like, so if we had Robin O'Rourke, you can look him up. He's on my movie Feet on the Dashboard on YouTube. I think he could do a Matt Gaetz, maybe. So I was thinking, and like, if I did it, like, who would I be? So I'd have to be some like old guy. I don't know. Would I be Comer? I don't know. Who I'd be somebody. I don't know. Like, who would Hal be? And if we could get some people to do that, I would like to do that. That would be really cool. But that's just the sort of filmmaker mind part of me that does that. But anyhow, Slender Monkey says, wait, he thinks he's a lumberjack. He has hands on hips. It's John Canadian. I'm a lumberjack. I don't know. I'm really behind in the chat. That's like a half an hour ago, wasn't it? And we are coming up on 2 hours, so I might be bidding you adieu here in a little bit. Let me try to get caught up in the chat. Steve says, I stand for no religion and government. So do I. Robert Pierpont says, is Haba her married name? I don't know, Robert. I didn't think it was. But anyhow. Big Hook says, remember the old days where information was based on library access and budget of library, peace and quiet was enforced. I do remember those days. I do. Rob Saunders says, we have satellite TV, hundreds of channels to watch, plus some streaming, always something to watch. Surrender Monkey says, Trumpism works pretty well. He's killed people with words. He's taking their money without question. Is Trump a hypnotist? I don't know. That's a good question. Jeff Curry says, in college, we smoked a bowl and watched The Gods Must Be Crazy. That was a good time. I never laughed that hard. I think I remember that movie. Is that the thing where, like, they were in Africa and like something fell from an airplane or something, and they were like, "What is this?" Chris says, "I haven't had cable since 2001. Wow, that's a long time." Swirly Monkey says, "Hi, Trucker John. Do we know if we's got fully banned from house tonight? That was almost as funny as Hal Hegdeman." I don't know if we got banned, but I have no idea what you're talking about. But the thing with Hal doing the reading and when he was the Hegman, that was funny. That was funny. Rob Saunders says, Big Hook sure does, especially when you need bifocals to read books and the chats on the phone, although I need a glasses update. The pandemic screwed up the eye doc visits. But you should be able to go now. That should be all kind of behind us, I think. Foco says, Trucker John, I'm going to level with you. This coaching thing is going to take longer than I thought. To put it bluntly, you are a bit more dense than I had thought. Good news is I intend to keep chipping away. All right, well, you chip away. Oh, fucko, don't give up now. Don't give up now. It's just a matter of time before you're just gonna, I don't know what you're gonna do, but just whatever. Robert Bone says, yes, I looked it up, asked her full name is Alina Said Haba. Okay, so what is the origin of Said Haba? I don't know. I'm going to skip down because I know I'm really, really super behind, guys. So I'm skipping on down. We're talking about the libraries and book burnings. Let's see here. Steven Sayer says, why does a citizen need bump stop on their military-style assault weapons? Well, because if you're going to mow down a bunch of people at a country music festival, it could come in handy. Ask says, origin of Iraq? I think we mentioned that earlier. I don't know. Donald Larry says, TC everyone. Oh, take care everyone. I guess. So yeah, I told you I'm a little slow, but I will get it. Take care everyone. Zeusy is talking. Piddle is on lowers. My BP and the best doggy. Okay. Taking pity on is on lower. Well, anyhow, Don, you have a good day. And we are about ready to wrap this up. So, but I want to thank you for being here, Don. As says Haba's first husband, prior to founding Ayat Law in 2019, Matthew Ayat worked as a tax associate at Advisor Mazas. Darkly Yours. Oh wait, I just saw the gift. Thank you so much. You can thank Nerd Mish for that, I believe. Nerd Mish says you're welcome. So yeah, that was really awesome of Nerd Mish to do that. Surrender Monkey says, a library closed and the council dumped thousands of books in our site. It was 4-foot deep snow. The fire kept people warm who were working for free. I still feel bad about the books though. Funko says, my 2 Irish neighbors down the street really know how to throw a St. Paddy's Day party. Patrick Fitzgerald and Gerald Fitzpatrick. Awesome guys. Oh, well. I was just looking at those names and making sure I was seeing what I was seeing. Robert Perpon says Saad is Arabic. And top places for the Haba name is Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Indonesia, Nigeria, and so on and so forth. Steve Sayer says, are the people of Lahaina, Hawaii able to keep their property? I don't know. Jeff Curry says, got Wendy's cheeseburgers and a Frosty. Think I'm going to wait till Gummy starts working to eat it. Here we are with the Wendy's and Frosties again. We had a conversation about that a little while back. Didn't we? It was a little while back. So let's see here. Probably be putting an end to the show here in a few minutes. But I want to thank everyone for being here. You guys are awesome. Awesome chatters. Awesome chatters. Especially you, Chunky Monkey. I almost called Surrender Monkey Chunky Monkey. I don't know why. Isn't that an ice cream? Isn't that a Ben & Jerry's ice cream, Chunky Monkey? Anyhow, it's awesome you guys showing up and doing this cool down. I hope you guys got cooled down. You know, that's the kind of the objective, is to get a good cool down after the House Parks morning show there. So you're nice and cooled down, and then you can go on about your day, but go on about your business, You go on about that business of yours without pulling a hammy. You don't want to pull a hammy. Believe me, you don't want to pull a hammy. I pulled a hammy once in Miami, and that wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing. It took 6 months for my hammy to recuperate. I couldn't barely walk for 6 months with a bad hammy. Don't pull your hammy. I don't know what that was all about. But we'll come back on Tuesday morning. I'll see you Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. That will be Trucker John live stream. Everyone's welcome to hang out. You know, it's that time slot that Hal vacates, Hal Sparks, because he takes Tuesdays and Thursday mornings off. So I'm trying to take that time slot, and so we have a place to hang out. Because I know a lot of us were like, on Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m., we're like, damn, I wish Hal was on. And then it's like, well, Hal's not on, but maybe there's some place where I could just go into a chat room and hang out. And that's me. That's the Trucker Drive live stream. Just a place where you come on in and hang out. But thanks for all the likes and subscribes. Make sure you share the show. We're at 1,520 subscriptions. Let's try to get that number up so you can hit the share button. And thanks for all the memberships there, Dermish. We do have super chats. We've got buy me a coffee. We got all that good stuff to help keep the show going, grow the show. Someday, maybe with the help of Fucko, maybe we will be at the top. Maybe I will be the next Larry King. You know, Buffalo, you're on 9-2. Or something of this nature. Yeah, maybe I will take calls and be like, Fucko, you're on line 1. Fucko, where are you? Where are you from, Fucko? Toronto? Or whatever. I don't know. Is this how Larry King sounded? I can't remember now. He's been dead for so long, I can't remember what he sounded like. Something like this, though. Yeah, Larry King. Larry King live. No, it's Trucker John live stream. God damn it, get it right. All right. So, Joe in Barstow, you're on line 2. Go ahead, Joe. Joe in Barstow. Oh, I forgot. They don't have phone service in Barstow. What am I talking about? Anyhow, so let's see here. Dr. Lou says, nice cafe diner chat. Moons over my hammy. Serena Monkey, no, it's okay. I got called fat by pregnant girls this week. She was more insulted at my surprise. Someone slept with her. That's funny. Dr. Lou, John, your impressions are so bad they become amazing. See, there you go. One way or the other. I'll take that. I'll take it. Michael McAndrews, cool, John, thanks. Well, hey, thank you, Michael McAndrews, for being here. I didn't see you earlier. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. And yeah, everyone have a nice weekend. Enjoy the rest of a nice weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm getting in closer here so I can push the button. I gotta push the button. This is where you get to see up close and personal of me. As Big Hook, I believe, has said, it's a good thing you clipped your nose hairs or whatever. But anyhow, thanks for being here. There's Jeff Kirk. Larry King died. Yeah, you're a little bit behind on that one. I think it's been about 20 years now. So. Jupiter Judy, hey, catching you at the end, darn. Hey, Jupiter Judy, well, I guess better late than never. I don't know. But like I said, try to catch us Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, if you want to catch the whole show. Or you can watch the replay, the live replay. It'll be coming up here pretty soon. And Dr. Leo says, I thought Larry King was undead. Yeah, the undead. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and swipe on over here. And what did I do? Did I do anything? No, I haven't done anything yet. But I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to say to wrap this up. If there's something I was going to say. I guess what I was going to say is just don't pull the hammy.